Hi, it's me, Rasheed, coach, speaker, and author, and welcome to this Catch the Coach September 2021. This is your newsletter, your one-person show for inner peace, inner fulfillment. And my theme this month is change, evolution, and growth. Evolution, change, growth. September and this season that it harks in, autumn, fall, is all about change. It's all about growth. We see that change visibly. The light changes, the leaves fall from the trees, the seasons are changing. Summer morphs into autumn. There's a big shift. But also it is a time of a great deal of change and evolution in our own lives. It is a time that's synonymous with going back to work, going back to school, and getting back to business. Maybe people are changing school for the first time, going into new studies, new areas, changing job, changing work, moving home. These things may well be very near and present for you, for people you know in your life, in your family. It is a time that is very, very synonymous with change. And it's not just, of course, the seasons that are changing around us. And it's not necessarily even just purely the life events that are going on for us, be it that we've changed from one job to another, or things are changing in our business landscape. Often that there's a change that's going on within who we are. There's that evolution and there is that particular growth going on with us. So that's my theme for this month. Just a few things that I want to pick up start off by saying. I think the first thing, and for those of you who get, for example, the printed version of Catch the Coach, which you can get from my newsletter, rosario.com, one of the first things that I pick up and asking you is, are you ready for the season ahead? Preparing yourself, a bit like, when we go back to school, getting all the bits and pieces in order, getting the office ready, getting the desk ready, getting your workplace ready, taking care of your health and your well-being. You're going to need that energy for the season ahead. Being compassionate to people around you, because there's going to be other people in the journey too. Really seeing all of the ups and downs, and there'll be lots of them along the journey, as learning, enjoying the journey, and being ready to adapt is really, really important. So those things are really important. Preparing yourself, taking care of your health, being compassionate to everybody else, pacing yourself, seeing the learning in all the highs and lows, the ups and downs, enjoying the journey and being able to adapt and shift, because there'll be changes all the way along. The next thing I really want to talk about is to do a little bit of a mini coaching session with you to help you in the season ahead. I think there's what's one thing that, first of all, that you could keep doing that's already working for you. What's working well? Very often when it comes to life, when it comes to moving ahead in our life, our career, in our businesses and relationships, we often focus about what's not working, but what is working? What's already working well for you personally and professionally? How can you enhance it? How can you build on it? You might think, actually, what's really working well with me and my business or my career? We've got some really good working relationship with clients and customers. Well, how can you build on that? What could be the possibilities by following up on that and building on that? You might think, okay, well, this particular product is really working well. How could you run with that further forward? You might be thinking, well, actually, this particular project that I've done before worked really well. How could you pick up on that and run with that, or produce new projects along those lines? What's working well and how can you build on it? Next up is, what's one thing to accept, one thing that you cannot change. So maybe you've been battling all the time with a colleague, with a boss or whatever. Maybe it's about, well, accepting who they are with their own personality and their own thing. What's one thing to accept? What's one thing to change or just adapt or adjust? Perhaps one thing at home and one thing in your work. What's one thing to change or adapt to help you grow? You might be thinking, you know what? Actually, in my personal life, I need to just change the time that I get up or that I go to sleep, or I need to change my fitness routine and make sure that I go for that walk, every other day instead of once every week, or whatever it might well be. What's one thing to change and adapt that could really benefit from you personally and professionally? You might think, well, one thing is that when I go to the train station, instead of taking the escalators, maybe I'm going to take the stairs, or whatever it might well be. Or think, well, actually, I'm going to make far more use of that. The team, the annual appraisal, and I'm going to come to it prepared and so on, and to talk about where I want to get to in my career. I want to move up here, whatever that might be. I'm using those stairs as a metaphor. one thing to change or adapt. You might think, actually, we need to adapt in a completely different way. Why have we only got stairs? Why we need an escalator for people? We need a lift. We need a ramp, and so on, so that it's accessible. Whatever those things that might well be, might be a big or it might be a little thing, in terms of one thing for in life and one thing at home. What's one thing to let go of? Perhaps to create more space. You might think, actually, I spend so much time on this. I need to let go of this. I tend to always attend this. Maybe I don't need to. What's one thing to let go of personally and professionally? At home, you might think, actually, I need to let those books go. I need to let this go. I need to let those clothes go. I'm going to send them to a charity store. I'm going to let go of always needing to comment about blah, 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 blah at a team meeting. What's one thing to let go of? And what's one thing to embrace? Perhaps one thing that you've been resisting. I want to invite you to take time during the season ahead. One of my pieces of advice here is to pace yourself. Really, really to pace yourself. In fact, it's my tip for the month, to pace yourself. Sometimes we know, we're going back to work, we're going back to business and all the rest of it, or I'm starting this new course, whatever have you. But it might well be that you need to pause, slow down and be more even paced. There'll be times you need to pick up the pace. There'll be times to pause. Might be time to stop. But pacing yourself is going to be really, really important throughout the entire journey. And I often see this chunk between now and the festive season, December, as a really important one. So it's about being well paced for the season ahead. It's going to probably require courage too, right? The journey. I just want to bring up a few other things in terms of this thing around change, evolution and growth. I run a number of events that might well be able to help you on that change, evolution and growth. Someone was just getting in touch with me about somebody who's got a particular venture that they're trying to get off the ground, etc., etc. I run 3 regular events to bring to your attention: Networking for Success Express, to help you to network effectively and authentically, to help you move ahead in your career or in your business, run in proud partnership with the British Library's Business and Intellectual Property Centre. Soul Trader, Your Life, Your Business, based on my book, Soul Trader, Putting Your Heart Back into Your Business. So Soul Trader, that workshop, and again, all of these are free 1-hour sessions, is to help you to develop the clarity, the customers, the courage, the conversations, the compassion, the creativity that you need to go on that journey. So Soul Trader, we run monthly, as we do Networking for Success, in proud partnership with the British Library's Business and IP Centre also. But also look out for my new Coffee Morning. It's a virtual networking event, again in proud partnership with the British Library, which we're going to be running 2 times a month. And again, you'll be able to see the details on the events page of my website, rasaru.com, rasaru.com/events. You'll find that. And again, you can subscribe to this video newsletter, or you can subscribe to my actual, get the printed version, which also includes the video version. If you go onto my website, you'll see that on the home page. So lots of events. I run lots of these events to help you. Keep your eye out too, also for those of you who are creatives, my Creative Talkspace event, which are due to be running this month toward the end of the month. If you go onto my website, also you'll see the details for that. Again, it's free. So lots of stuff to help you on that journey of change, of evolution and growth. I think the last thing I want to say is on that theme about courage. Maybe this is the quote I want to leave you with. There's but one act of true courage in life: becoming who you are, being who it is that you are. And actually all of the seasons of life are really an invitation ultimately for us to embrace ourselves, embrace magic and embrace life itself. And the seasons will all shift. It can be daunting. It can seem overwhelming. It can sometimes be, you're not quite sure where to turn. Things will come and go. Everything will come and go. But there's something about giving yourself permission, allowing yourself to breathe and to take things that one day at a time, one moment at a time, and that will help you. Pause, check in, reflect. Remember, on this journey of growth, change and evolution, you're not wedded to everything indefinitely. So you can shift, you can adapt. You can try things out. You might want to experiment, try this and to try that. Know what's right for you. Listen to your voice. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to your instincts. They will help guide you and support you to know actually if this is right for you, is that right for you? Over the coming months, I also hope to bring news of an exciting new venture that I'm working on, which might particularly interest those of you in and around coaching. More on that next time. But that's been me, Rasheed, Ogunlaru, coach, speaker, and author. Thank you, as always, for tuning in to Catch the Coach. See you next time. Lots and lots of love. Bye-bye.